The story of this forbidden anime begins with a boy named Daiki and his parents traveling to his dad's hometown for their annual ancestral grave visit. After doing the same routine for years, the trip has become a tedious activity for Daiki. Of course, it wasn't like that before, and that's because Daiki used to look forward to these annual visits when he was still a kid. Things only changed because he could no longer see his first love, which is his Auntie Ido, who apparently got married. When Daiki and his family arrive at their ancestral house, everyone is surprised that Ido is there to greet them. Daiki, who was in a disinterested mood earlier, suddenly cheers up and rushes to join his parents, clearly looking forward to meeting Ido again. Ido is delighted to see Daiki and is surprised at how much he has grown. While she praises him, all Daiki can do is blush, but he's certainly happy about it. After that, the entire family gathers for a meal and catch up on things. Throughout that time, a bashfully silent Daiki can't keep his eyes off Ido. When their eyes meet, Daiki immediately looks away, ashamed that she caught him staring. Ido then gets asked about how things are going with her husband. To everyone's surprise, she says she doesn't care about him anymore. The family asks if they got into a fight again and what her issues are with such a capable man like him. Ido reveals she left him because she caught him cheating on her multiple times. She also says he looks down on her too much, thinking she is nothing more than a mere country girl. Although she tried to endure it for the sake of their marriage, it reached a point where she could no longer take it anymore. Daiki's parents then notice that it's already getting late. They immediately prepare to leave to visit their ancestral graves. Ido stays behind, and they leave Daiki behind to help her wash the dishes. While cleaning the dishes, Daiki can't help but stare at Ido again. He silently admits that he's happy to hear that her marriage has come to an end. He believes his chance to get the lady of his dreams has finally arrived. Ido notices Daiki staring and starts talking to him. She apologizes that he got stuck washing dishes with her, but he tells her not to worry about it at all. Ido then asks how old he is at that point and praises how big he has become. She also couldn't help but mention how handsome he has become, saying he must be popular with the ladies. As he receives Ido's praises, Daiki can do nothing but stay silent and be bashful again. Then, Ido asks if he's already in love with a girl, which catches Daiki by surprise. Ido tells him to grow into a considerate person because girls will definitely see through it. Since he's alone with her, Daiki believes it's the perfect opportunity and musters the courage to finally confess his feelings for her. Ido laughs because she thinks he is only joking around, especially because of their relationship. After that, Daiki looks at Ido's photo on his phone while he sulks in his room, frustrated that Ido didn't take his confession seriously. He believes what they are doesn't matter at all when it comes to his feelings. Suddenly, Ido enters the room and asks Daiki for some help. He gets startled and accidentally drops his phone, revealing that he was looking at her photo all this time. While on the road later, Ido apologizes to Daiki for laughing at him earlier. Daiki admits that it must feel strange and reveals it's the reason why he gave up when she got married. However, after hearing what happened to her marriage earlier, Daiki says he couldn't hold back his feelings at all. Ido realizes how serious Daiki is and believes she needs to reciprocate his resolve somehow. She then catches him by surprise when she tells him that the most she can do is to help him practice his CPR skills. So, after that, Ido takes Daiki to a secluded area of a nearby forest and helps him practice his CPR skills. Daiki can't believe that he's practicing his CPR skills with Ido. When they stop, Ido says that is as far as she can go in response to his feelings. She also tells him to keep everything a secret from his parent. Of course, Daiki isn't happy that it's already ended. He confronts Ido, asking if it's because she thinks he's still a boy. Daiki then loses control and goes on to bury his face into Ido's massive personality while asking her to help him ascend. Since she got taken by surprise, Ido doesn't have the strength to stop Daiki from rampaging. The best she can do is tell him that they can't cross such a bridge of no return. However, Daiki doesn't listen to what she's saying at all and just focuses on letting his feelings run amok. Then, Daiki finds his way to Ido's apple pie and starts devouring it, which immediately drains whatever remaining strength she has left in her. Realizing he's already overwhelmed by the culture rising within him, Ito pats Daiki on the head. She tells him to calm down and that she'll teach him what to do next. The two move to the back of the car, and Ito finally lets Daiki spoil her so she can calm his raging resolve. Daiki doesn't hold back at all, so she tells him to calm down and take things slow. Daiki is still in disbelief that Ito has let him spoil her. He is on the verge of quickly getting overwhelmed, and she notices it. Ito tells him to calm down and move slowly. She also reminds him not to make a direct deposit in her bank account because it will be a huge problem for them in the future. Despite all her pointers, Daiki isn't able to hold back at all because of his feelings for Ito and the surge of culture swelling up inside him. As his mind slowly goes blank, he gets fiercer in appreciating Ito. She tells him to slow down because, at that rate, he'll surely end up accidentally making a direct deposit in her bank account. Then, when the time is right, Daiki can finally no longer hold back and is about to release all of his liquidated white gold. Fortunately, he keeps his promise to Ito and avoids making a direct deposit in her bank account. As the two rest and catch their breath after a fierce appreciation session, Ito says she feels amazing. She also praises him for being a good boy and avoiding the mistake of directly depositing in her bank account. So, at that moment, Daiki and Ito's appreciation-filled relationship started. Of course, it doesn't take long for the rest of the family to notice that they've suddenly gotten along well. The next day, Daiki and Ito go out for a drive again. They stop by under the bridge, where Ito shows Daiki her amazing karaoke skills to calm his raging resolve again. Daiki is happy because he gets to see Ito's cultured side, which is something he only dreamed of seeing before. Then, when the time is right, he gives her a sample of his white gold-infused yogurt, which Ito savors down to the last drop. After helping him clean up, Ito suggests they should move somewhere else because it's too risky to continue with their spoiling session under the bridge. She whispers in Daiki's ears that she knows he hasn't had enough yet, and it sends him trembling. The two leave and find themselves inside a secluded cabin somewhere by the woods. Once there, they immediately hold their warm-up exercises for the fierce spoiling session that they've both been looking forward to that day. Ito takes the lead and teaches Daiki the best cultural techniques. She also teaches him how to dismantle apple pies, and he does such a great job that she can't stop her mind from going blank. Then, when they're both ready, Ito and Daiki proceed with the spoiling session they've been looking forward to the entire day. Given their deep bonds, the two can't stop themselves from losing control. Ito is so happy and cannot stop praising Daiki for having such an amazing resolve. On the other hand, Daiki spares no effort in spoiling Ito and making sure that she recognizes his feelings for her, and of course, she does the same in return. Then, when the time is right, Daiki tells Ito that his liquidated white gold is about to overflow, and he wants to make a direct deposit in her bank account. This time around, Ito permits him to directly deposit as much liquidated white gold as he wants. So, Daiki doesn't hold back and lets Ito have a surging flow of liquidated white gold that she has never experienced before. As they rest up and catch their breath, Ito praises Daiki for depositing so much liquidated white gold, even if he had already given her a substantial amount earlier. She then tells her that she somehow feels bad for letting him spoil her, given what they are. However, Daiki immediately shows her he doesn't care about such trivial matters and says he wants to know her even more. Ito feels happy with what he said and promises that she'll turn his summer vacation into something he will struggle to forget. So, the two resume their spoiling sessions, with Ito taking the lead this time. Things get fiercer as Ito no longer holds anything back. She then gets surprised that instead of calming down, Daiki's resolve gets even angrier. Since he wants Ito to really be happy, Daiki uses the forbidden Cerberus style to deepen his bond with her. Since she has never bonded so deeply with someone like that before, she loses all her composure. Of course, because the time was right, Daiki once again directly deposits another substantial shipment of his liquidated white gold directly into Ito's bank account, leaving her mind melted and unable to walk. When summer vacation is over, Daiki and his parents prepare to return home, and so does Ito. As she leaves, Ito waves goodbye to Daiki. While on their way home, Daiki sends a message to Ito, asking when they'll meet again. Ito finds it funny and says he's rushing things. Daiki's dad notices he's in good spirits and points out that Daiki is getting along well with Ito, wondering if he asked her for some advice about love or something. Daiki says it's nothing like that and continues messaging Ito. Ito says she lives in Tokyo and asks if Daiki has already been there before. In response, Daiki tells her that he'll go anywhere in the world just to see her. Ito then takes a selfie and sends it to Daiki, saying she would love it if he made it his wallpaper, leaving him surprised but very happy.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like. It really helps the channel.